Once upon a time, there was a poor widow who lived in an old cottage near the woods. She had an only son named Jack and an old cow named Patch. All they had to live on was the milk the cow gave every morning, which together they carried to the market and sold. Until one morning, Patch gave no milk at all. "What shall we do? What shall we do?" said the widow. "Cheer up, mother," said Jack. "It's market day today, and I'll soon sell Patch, and then we'll see what we can do." So Jack took the cow, and off they went. They hadn't gotten far when he met a funny-looking old man who said to him,
"Morning, Jack."
Good morning to you too," said Jack, and wondered how he knew his name.
"Well, Jack, where are you off to?"
said the man. "I'm going to market to sell our cow."
"Oh, how would you like to do a swap with me? Your cow for these beans?"
"Nuh-uh," said Jack. "That's not a fair swap,"
"Ha, you don't know what these beans are,"
said the man.
"These are magic beans. If you plant them overnight, by morning they will grow right up to the sky."
"Really?" said Jack.
"Yes, that is true. If it doesn't turn out to be true, you can have your cow back."
"All right," said Jack. And he handed over Patch and then pocketed the beans. Back home goes Jack, and he says to his mother, "You'll never guess, Mother, what I got for Patch." His mother became very excited. 5 gold coins? 10? 15? I told you couldn't guess. What do you say to these beans? They're magical. You plant them overnight and— "What?" exclaimed Jack's mother. "You have been lied to. Now we have no cow, no money, and a handful of useless beans." She threw the beans angrily into the garden. So Jack went upstairs to his little room. He was sad and sorry. He climbed into his bed and fell fast asleep. When he woke up the next morning, he remembered the magic beans his mum had thrown into the garden. Jack jumped up and went to the window. What do you think he saw? The beans his mother had thrown into the garden had sprung up into a giant beanstalk which went up and up and up until it reached the sky. Jack ran outside and started climbing the giant beanstalk. He climbed and 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 he climbed until at least he reached the sky. When he got to the very top of the beanstalk, he saw a great big tall house, and on the doorstep there was a great big tall woman. Good morning, ma'am," said Jack quite politely. "Could you be so kind as to give me some breakfast?"
"It's breakfast you want, is it?"
said the great big tall woman.
"It's breakfast you'll be if you stay here too long. My man is an ogre, and there's nothing he likes better than little boys on toast."
Oh, please, ma'am, do give me something to eat. I've had nothing to eat since yesterday morning, and I'm really, truly hungry. The ogre's wife invited Jack into the house. She took him into the kitchen and gave him some bread and some cheese. Jack hadn't half finished his meal when thump, 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 the whole house began to tremble with the noise of someone coming.
Goodness gracious me! It's my old man,
said the ogre's wife.
What on earth shall I do? Come along, quick, and jump in here.
She bundled Jack into the oven just as the ogre came in. He was a big one, to be sure.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Nonsense, dear,
said his wife.
You're dreaming. Off you go and have a wash and tidy up. By the time you come back, your breakfast will be ready for you.
So off the ogre went, and Jack was going to jump out of the oven and run away when the woman told him,
Wait till he's asleep. He always has a doze after breakfast.
Well, the ogre had his breakfast, and after that he sat back into his big chair until his head began to nod. And he started snoring loudly. Jack crept out on tiptoe, and as he was passing the ogre woke up suddenly and sniffed the air, saying,
Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
Jack hid behind the giant's chair and trembled.
Nonsense, dear,
said his wife.
You've had too much to eat. Here, why don't you stroke your magic hen?
The ogre's wife placed the magic hen in front of the giant. The ogre began to stroke the hen's soft feathers, and as he did so, the hen laid a golden egg. Jack couldn't believe his eyes. A hen that laid golden eggs? Why, if the hen had belonged to Jack and his mother, they would be rich and they would live happily ever after. As the ogre stroked the hen, he fell asleep again. Jack carefully climbed up onto the table and placed the hen under one arm before climbing off the table. Jack then ran straight to the castle door, but just as he was about to climb down the beanstalk, the hen let out a loud quack, and the giant awoke.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
He looked down at the table and realized his hen was no longer there.
Arr!
He cried.
Someone has stolen my magic hen.
He ran to the castle door just in time to see Jack and the hen disappearing down the beanstalk. Down, down, down went Jack and the hen, and down, down, down came the giant after them. As soon as Jack's feet hit solid ground, he grabbed his axe and began chopping down the beanstalk. Crack went the beanstalk at last, and it began to topple over. The ogre fell to the ground and broke his crown, and the beanstalk came tumbling after. Jack and his mother took very good care of the hen, and the hen laid plenty of golden eggs in return. The eggs were sold, and soon Jack and his mother, the hen and Patch, became very rich and lived happily ever after. The end.